Hi guys, welcome. I hope you're all well today and welcome to this space. My name is Esther. If you're brand new to this channel, let me start again. My name is Esther and welcome. Today I was filming earlier. I've been going through this phase where I film and I don't like it. I film and I don't like it. I film and I don't upload it. And I thought, you know what, let me film and maybe I'll like it. If I don't, then I'll film again and hopefully I'll like the next one. So today I just want to talk. That's all I want to do. I've got coffee. I was drinking coffee earlier. Still got a little bit left because yeah, I can see it. Today I just wanted to talk. The reason why is because last night, well, this morning around 3 a.m. I couldn't sleep. It's like a repetitive thing. Like that's when like my brain wakes up and then I'm like getting all these ideas about like, oh, I want to respond back to this person, and oh, I want to be a little bit more of a good friend, and oh, I want to do this, I want to be this, I want to, all these things. But yeah, 3 a.m. is when like I'm really thinking about my day or my days or my week, depending on when this video will be uploaded. I posted on Instagram a little question thingy. The question is, how has making new friends after 25 been like for you guys? It was just a thought, it was just a question I put out there. The reason why I even asked that question is because I think just being an adult, I've been able to make more friends freely, consciously, knowing and accepting that person for who they are, how they come. When I was younger, I really struggled with having friends, and I think mainly it's because I've just always been such an awkward person. So making friends when you're younger, I didn't have the time to try and impress anyone, to try and be in any cliques. I just wanted either you vibe, we vibe, or we don't. And I think that's kind of like my attitude now. But I think what I'm struggling with right now is because I'm not working. So I'm 27 and I quit my job before I turned 26. Yeah, before I turned 26. So I'm 27 now, and it's been a roller coaster. It's been a journey. But I find that since I stopped working, meeting new friends is quite daunting. Gives me quite a lot of anxiety, and just simply because I have this thing where I struggle to respond. And it's so interesting because my friend said to me earlier, it's just that you choose not to prioritize those people. And I was like, well, it's true to some extent. Like, it's true, but then it's not. It's trying to find a balance being an adult now. And I do find that like being around, I'm more of like, I like the one single friendships. Groups of friendships give me so much, it's so daunting in a sense where, when I say group of friendships, like I know some people have like group of friendship, they're like, I don't know, 6, 7, like a whole group. I cannot. It's never worked out for me. So even when I do meet people and then they're like, oh, I should introduce you to my friends, I'm just like, I don't want to meet your friends. It's more recent than ever before. And I think it's starting to make sense as to why I was the way I was in school, because everyone has cliques in school, while I like the single friendship. Like 3 is enough. I think about this quite a lot with everyone moving on and me feeling like I'm on standstill. I'm going to stop talking about it directly as if it's for me. I'm just going to speak like in general, because I think when I speak directly to me, I have this little voice in my head where it's like, stop being so harsh. But I'm trying to get the point across. You're 27 and you're unemployed. Not talking about myself. You don't have a job currently, and you have friends, you have family, you have a roof over your head. But this is all these things that are glamorized in society, in this world that we live in, that you don't have, that you don't possess. And I think as much as I don't care, I also do care. I care because it's in my face, because I choose to let it be. I choose to be on the platform that would allow it to be in my face. People get married. Marriage isn't so much just like, oh my god, people get married. It's just more like people really being in relationships. I mean, this sounds so like, oh, depressing, whatever, but I never thought that I would live up to this age. I just, for some strange reason, I just always thought, oh, by 18 I'll be gone, heaven, living life up in the sky, up there. I mean, not in the sky, but like heaven with the Lord or whatever. And I'm so like beyond grateful to God that here I am and I'm still continuing on this journey. And I think now it's just kind of like, this is all these things I'm like, I never thought that I would have to be part of, and now I know I'm here, I have to. Like even like romantic relationships, I think that's the thing that stresses me out the most, because as much as everyone could be like, oh, you know, no one is putting any pressure on, I am not a serial dater. Like, I don't, I just don't, I can't do it. I can't be out here dating up and down, up and down, up and down, because one, it costs to leave my house. Two, I want to be spoiled. Three, it would be nice to be in an environment where I'm taken care of. I'm sorry, I know that mentality is crazy. Not because I don't have a job, but I mean, I don't have a job, but I'm still making a bit of money, you know. And here I am, 27, and there's like all these things I need to think about, like, oh, like romantic relationships and friendships and family. Socializing with family is probably like the one thing that's stressing me out more than anything, like more than my love life. That stresses me out because I have this massive number of family members who all of a sudden like pop out of nowhere, and now we are a family, and it's like, yeah, that's the best way I can explain it. But going back to what the platform that I choose to put myself to be exposed to all of these things, I understand that I can come off it, but I want to be online to be able to share my memories, all of these things, what social media was meant to be for. The older I get, it's more selfies, kind of narcissistic, I'm not even gonna lie, just a little bit, just for the sake of this conversation. It's very self-centered, like me all the time. But the reason why I stopped sharing images of experiences and food and dogs and like places and stuff, I don't like animals, but I don't know why I say dogs, but you know what I mean, like more like the visual things that I see and not so much of me. The reason why I stopped sharing those is because at one point in my life, I was surrounded around people who will pinpoint and be like, well, you never want to go out, you never want to socialize with us, but you're always out spending money. You're always giving the reason that you don't have money, but you're always out spending money. Unconsciously, I started to pull away from that. And found myself where if I just post this, then you don't know what's in the background. Oh, she's out eating shrimps, then that means that she's having a good life, you know. And it's just like, no, you don't know. I got this on a very good discount. This is a Groupon discount. I'm literally paying like what, £11 for this meal that if you look at the menu online, it's probably saying like 40 quid or 30 quid. And it's all these things that are just I've even had moments where, so I stopped working and I started doing hauls. There's quite a few down below, so I was doing that, and I was finding myself where I was having conversations with friends. They were like, oh, are you back at work? And it's like, no, I'm not. Oh, but why are you posting yourself with videos of you wearing clothes? Unconsciously, them saying it makes me feel like this is image that I'm putting across that I can afford it. But then when it's like, oh, let's meet up, I can't afford to meet up to go out and have a drink, have a meal. Or like you're posting a picture and you're like super duper happy or like super up high and just like, oh, hey guys, I'm doing blah, blah, blah. And you post a video and it's like, oh, I thought you said that you couldn't go out, you couldn't come to my house to chill. Like, yeah, no, I can't, but you seem fine in your video. You don't know that I took a couple of shots beforehand. Like an hour before, I took a couple of shots and I was downing a whole bottle of wine. I think about all these things and I'm just like, how did we get here? Like, how? I remember even the time when it was really peak, like my sister's friends were like getting engaged, getting married and stuff, and there was like this sense of pressure for her to like find someone, be with someone, get married and be engaged or get married and have kids, and then you live life. He will cheat on you, but you still have to prove yourself that you're valued enough, or your value is still substantial and is good enough, it weighs enough for a man to come back and for him to apologize and be like, you are who I want to be with, you are all in everything, but I had to step out to figure this out. It's almost like you accept that it's gonna happen. Everybody was getting engaged, everybody was getting married, and then now you find out that, oh, they're getting divorced. Everyone is just getting to this speedy pressure to be in this position, to be in this world, in this life where everything seems hunky-dory. I think hunky-dory is the word, or is it hunky-dory? That it's hard, and you hear all these different conversations, you know, all the time, here and there and there and there, people posting, people being in direct, in videos and in posts and in snaps, and it's just like, bro, we are here on this platform to share our moments. Whether it's a mistake or not, I'm sharing this moment with you. Whether you talk about it or not, I am sharing this moment with the world. And I think we should not give a damn. Once we post something, we should be in a place and in a mental state where once I've posted something, I let go of it. There's nothing I can do. I can't take it back. I can't, like, there's nothing you can do. Once something is online, you have to let it go. You have to let it go. I'm trying to get to that mental state where if I post something and people are so judgmental about it, I just have to say, do you know what? There's a word for it. If you know the word, say it. But in other words, I can't come and kill myself. And I was also thinking of, if we look at the romantic relationship aspects of things, one thing that really affected me kind of growing up, being a teenager, there was this phase, this moment in our society where it was really brought to light how your surname can affect your employability, your employment future. And sorry, I always have to remember how to speak in English, gosh. And I know it's not so much of an issue now, I'm not quite sure, but I always think about that, and I always think I wouldn't marry someone based on their surname, because no one really asks anyone's, I don't ask men's surname when I meet them. So it was quite interesting how the conversation was being flung around on social, more like Twitter. But then it made me also think that it's this whole idea of the male dominant aspects of power. It's kind of scary, and I want to kind of like touch base on it and don't, because I don't want it to be like, oh, it's like a men witch hunt, or like I'm like attacking men, because that's not the case. But there's a few things that I have noticed while dating. Deep down, some people really do care about status. How wealthy is your background? How wealthy are you currently? Because people want to build empires, and I understand that, and I get it. I realized that this is like a thing that people, I don't know if men consciously do it, but I think they consciously do it, and I don't think that they do it in a sense where it's meant to be hurtful. It's more like, kind of like, what's your net worth, without asking what's your net worth. And then also I also think about, like, it's like this whole thing about building an empire, like just coming from, you know, you want somebody that can match, you know, your wavelength and your energy and your compatibility, basically. And so it also kind of like goes down into like sexual history. Like, I think this thing kind of keeps me up at night quite a lot. This whole sexual history thing. It's almost like you should be pure, but you shouldn't be virgin pure. You shouldn't have body counts, but you should have at least a couple max body counts. You should not have slept with anyone who's alive, but you should have slept with somebody. You should, like, it's like this requirements that is stupid. It's absolutely stupid. And it's like, this is a conversation I have all the time, especially with females who are either abstaining from sex or virgins. And it's the whole thing about, oh my god, oh, you're virgin, oh wow, okay, oh wow, that's amazing, you should be so proud of yourself, but I can't go there. And it's like, okay, cool, like, fair enough, no one should be forced to do anything that they don't want to do. But then on the same breath, you'd hear, I can't be with somebody who has slept with like 3 guys. So it's like, who, what are you looking for, bro? What are you looking for? And it's hard. It's this whole requirements of being, this is what it is. It's being a freak in the sheets. Is it freak in the sheets? And it's that thing on the street. I can't remember. I can't remember what it is. Freak in the street, in the sheets. Saint in the streets? Freak in the bed. I can't remember. yeah, it's just that whole requirements of kind of like being, oh, I can do all of this, but I'm also kind of like, I'm like super like, I don't even know like how to touch. It's so annoying. It's like, gosh, like, you guys are asking for too much. Like, women are not out here being like, oh, you just have like done this. We kind of like accept that you guys would probably have slept with the whole street, and then you finally decide to settle with me. Like, we just accept that nonsense. Like, it's ridiculous. It's been embedded in us. Oh, nothing that gets someone else more than that. I just, like, and I think like that is just, it's all these things about power and the things that are the females have in, you know, shoved down our throats about how women should be. So it's kind of like men now kind of believe that nonsense. Other women not supporting other women in a sense of like, I'm not talking about empowerment or anything. I'm just talking in a sense where if I want to be a freak, I'm a freak. If I want to be freaky every single day, I will be freaky every single day. If I want to lay it, bust it down Tatiana, I will bust it down Tatiana, and I don't care if that's my reputation. That's me. But it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. You know, no one should know about it. It's not acceptable. But you should be able to benefit from it in the sheets. Sir, don't get me wrong. No one. I think that people should keep what happens in the bedroom. But it's a requirement. It's also just this whole thing which I've experienced quite a lot. It's like, oh, so you know, I'm abstaining from sex. Oh, but you can do other things. You can do other things. No, I'm not doing other things. Oh, and this is it. This is why it frustrates me the most, because I've been in situations where, oh, like, I'm not comfortable doing this. I don't want to do it. Yeah, but I need it. You need it. And I think sometimes it's also just kind of like someone tells you that this is not what I want to do, but you keep pushing on it, or like you make jokes about it. It makes it very uncomfortable and very awkward. Maybe focus more on dating men who are also abstaining from sex. I think that makes sense. It makes sense, Esther. That makes sense. Why did I not think it made sense? Why did I think otherwise? If two people who are abstaining from sex choose to come together and courtship, date, and you both know and understand reasons as to why you're abstaining from sex, and I think the reason, it should also be mutual to a very, like, it has to be very, very mutual. If you're both abstaining from sex until marriage, then that makes sense. But if you're abstaining from sex until you're in a relationship, then once you get into that relationship, the other person who's abstaining until the relationship will now want to bust it down, Tatiana. And you're like, no, bro, like, I am on this journey until the after I do's. But it's very hard to find anyone who's abstaining from sex who would also be interested in you and you also being interested in them. There isn't an app for that. Okay, because nowadays it's dates online, and no one that I know knows anyone who's abstaining from sex. Yeah, I think that's it. Let me know what you guys think. This is just like in general. These are like my 3 a.m. thoughts, and I can't help it. They're just there. There's nothing that I can do about it. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you guys enjoyed this conversation or not, and I hope you do. And if you do, let me know. Alright, cool. Speak to you guys in the next video.